Hello everyone and welcome to this new tutorial. My name is Nelson Fujo, and in today's video we're going to be solving the Cameroon GCE ICT June 2023 paper 3 subject code 0796. Alright, so before we get started, see the link in the description below to download the paper and the various candidate folders that we're going to use during this answer session. Right, so this is 2023 group 1 paper 0796 information and communication technologies. This paper is intended to be solved in 2 hours exactly, and it's divided into 3 subtasks. We have task 1 presentation 17 marks, task 2 spreadsheet 25 marks, and finally task 3 programming 7 marks. So download the paper, get the resources, everything ready, and let's get started. Alright, so now that you have downloaded the paper and you're all ready, let's begin with the task 1 presentation, which is 17 marks. So I usually tell every candidate to read through the paper the first 10 minutes. Take the first 10 minutes of your time and read the question paper from beginning to end to know all expectations and to start reflecting while answering gradually to the end. Alright, so we have task 1 here, presentation 7 marks. I'm going to read and answer directly because time constraints won't permit me to read everything in the first 10 minutes. Alright, so the ICT club is invited to make a presentation of the components of a computer to a group of business women. You're a member of a group in this club to make a presentation on output devices of the computer. The teacher has prepared a presentation having 2 slides and saved it as PC output in your candidate folder found on your desktop. Sample pictures of slide 2 and slide 4 are displayed below. You're expected to complete the presentation following the content and description in table 1. In all the slides, use the Times New Roman font and consider the first line to be the title of the slide. Right, so slide 2, slide 4. That means we've seen slide 1, slide 3. Alright. Open the presentation and PC output in your candidate folder. State the name and version of the presentation of software which are being used. Alright, so let's get to the candidate folder and check exactly what's happening there. So I'll open my candidate folder by going to my file explorer, going directly to desktop. Alright, so being in desktop, here I can find my candidate folder with all the files directly inside. I can see PC output, LCD CRT, and the Elite FBL. Alright, so the first question tells us that asks us what is the name and the version of the presentation software I'm using. So let me open PC output first. So here is the PC output file. You can see it's Microsoft PowerPoint. Now to check the version, we're going to go to File, then About, somewhere here, Account. Okay, so here you can see it is Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2019. So the answer would be name Microsoft PowerPoint version 2019. So now that we have been able to check the name and the version of our software, we can now put in our answer booklet. The name is Microsoft PowerPoint and the version is 2019. Alright, so now let's look at the other questions. Here we have various questions and marks given. Slide 1. The content given is given in the presentation provided in the candidate folder. The slide picture is displayed above. Content is given. Do not modify. So for slide 1, we should not modify anything. Alright. Slide 2. Output device of a desktop PC. Content is given as shown in the presentation and to be modified to picture above. Okay, this is a picture, so we have to modify it to be like this, and this is the content directly. So modify the given slide according to the given properties. Also see the picture of slide above. The title should be centered and bold. Font size of title 44. So we come here, this should be centered and bold. centered and bold. The size here should be 44, so I'll put 44 here. Okay, also there is an instruction down that said all the various fonts should be Times New Roman. So I'll just increase the size of this and maybe put it to be up. Okay, I have to make sure that here everything is in Times New Roman first. Now let's check the size. Title centered and bold, font size 44, font size of the content 28, bullet level 1 and level 2. So here we'll put 28. Just write it directly, 28. Alright, so now we need to put bullets. We look at it well, we realize that the principal, the first three have level 1 bullets and the last so level 2 bullets. So I'll select the first three and I'll simply click here on bullets. It's going to create the first three bullets, and I'll come here on the last so. I'll also click on bullets, but I realize that they're putting bullets whereas we need round bullets, so I'll come and put round bullets. And here to make them level 2, meaning to demark, to create a demarcation like making them come in front, I'm going to come here, increase list level, click on it, and it's going to go in front showing the demarcation. Okay, alright, so that's it for the level 1 and the level 2. Increase the size, and this could be down a little bit because we can see the way the space in between here, but whatever the case, it's okay. So we are done with it, with the second one. Slide 3 says advantages of CRT over LCD. Then we have to put this under bullet points. Produce brighter and sharper images, have a larger viewing angle, less expensive, harder display surface to withstand pressure. As you can see here, title and content layout. The title should be center and bold, font size 44 for the content 28. I should insert the picture of a CRT monitor found in our candidate folder. When we look at the way it's inserted here, that means we are going to also insert for the cathode ray tube, just like that. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to click on new slide here. Okay, the layout is title and content directly. Okay, so slide 3, the title is advantages. Okay, advantages of CRT over LCD. Alright, so for the bullets, we have produced higher and sharper images for the first one. Then we have larger view angles. Then we have less expensive. Then we have harder display surface. To withstand pressure. Alright, so this is the content of so we'll put back this to 28 and Times New Roman. Here we put center bold, center bold, and we make sure that the font type is Times New Roman. Okay, 44. Let's put the size of 44. I'll drag this so that it can come out on one line only. Okay, so this is it for the content and the formatting of slide 3. Now we are told to insert picture of CRT monitor. So I come to insert. There I'm going to see insert an image, pictures from this device. So I just need to locate my candidate folder and find exactly where it's located. So I go back to desktop, Nelson Fujo candidate folder. Okay, so I was told to get the picture of a CRT, and I just need to place it here as the image that was up. Alright, so it's good. Now slide 4. The content of slide 4 is given the picture above. Use the formatting as given in slide 4, picture above. You may use other bullet type. Okay, so we are replicating this. Here we realize that the formatting is kind of Times New Roman, but here it is Arial, it was not changed, and this resembles Arial and Poppins. So for the formatting, it was not precise, so we are going to try to replicate what we are seeing here. So click on New. We click on New, and we have to make sure that the title matches with what is on the picture for slide 4, which is advantages of LCD over CRT. Advantages of LCD over CRT. Alright, so here we're told that we may change the bullet types, but I think I'm going to stick to this one. Yeah, so more portable. For the first advantage, we have produced less heat. For the next advantage, also we have consumes less electricity. And we have causes less damage to the eyes. Alright, so these are the advantages of CRT over LCD. So this one can remain Poppins because you can see it's like it did not change, and here was just bolded. So actually it was not formatted. Yeah, from what we are seeing. So let's look at the question word again. Use the formatting as given in slide 4. Use the formatting as given in slide 4, picture above. So the same formatting as given here. We can even realize that here it's bigger than here. This particular part is bigger, whereas we use 28 and 44. But whatever. What again? Insert the picture of LCD. So let's insert the picture. Let's first increase the size of the content. So here I'm going to put 30. Yes, so should I say it to be bigger than what we had at first, and here I believe it's still 44. Yeah, I just need to put it a little bit close here. Now I need to insert picture from this device of an LCD display. Adjust the size and place it where it's supposed to be. Alright, so that's it. Now let's look at the next question. Slide 5 says you should write thank you for your kind attention. Only title layout, font size 40, centered and bold. Okay, the font type is not given, so I'm going to use it. So go to new slides. The layout should be only title. So take this and we type here thank you for your kind attention. Let's be sure of this. Alright. Thank you for your kind attention. Title only layout, yes. Font size 40. So I put this to 40. Also, it should be bold and centered with font size Alright. Only layout, font size 40, center and bold. Okay, center is bold. Now let's look at the layout here. Title. Yes. Now we have to put title only instead. Title only layout. Alright, so come to layout. I'll select the title only layout. Thank you for your attention. Alright, so that's it. Center and bold. Now they do not precise what type of centering. It could be in the middle, it could be here, nobody knows. So we'll maintain it there exactly as it is. So that's it for the presentation part of this question paper. We are done with tax 1. Now, without wasting so much time, we're going to dive into tax 2. It's it. Now we are told to print. Sorry, we are told to print. We are told to print slide 2, 3, and 4 only. So this one you could go to the examiner or the invigilator in your and you just submit your file. So don't forget to save Ctrl S, and it's going to take care of the printing. So we check it again if everything is exactly how we left it. Exactly. So that's it, guys. Let's continue. Okay, Nelson. So you are going to cut this part where I'm going to put back my presentation. Continue here. Alright, so now let's go to tax 2 spreadsheet. It is 25 marks. Let's look at the question that comes on the spreadsheet. We can see we have a whole data set of items on scores, days. Alright, let's just read what it tells directly. Data of a football league of 11 clubs A to L is displayed in a table. The table shows the outcome of the matches played after 7 playing days. In the first table, a match won is represented by W, drawn by D, and lost by L. The second table shows the scored points per club. The points are gotten by converting the outcome into scored points, where a win W is 3 points, a draw is 1 point, and a loss is 0 point. Question 1. Open a spreadsheet named Elite FBL. Find your candidate folder. It contains the data above. 1 mark. So 1 mark just to open this. Alright. So let me open it and get the 1 mark. Alright, so this is the table and it contains the data, but I can see that empty cells. Wow. Alright, so I'm the one to fill that, I guess. Question 2. Insert a thick outside border in range A2K14. See the second table. A2, this is A2. K14 will surely be here. Yes, this is K14. Now they said I should insert a thick outside border. Done. Question 3. Merge cells in range C16, H16 and increase the font size of the content to 18 and font bold. A2 to K14. This is A2 to K14. Oh, I guess this is an error. Oh no, C16, H16. Alright, here. From C, this is C, C16 to H16. C16 to H16 from what I see here. Okay. Increase the font size to 18 and make the fonts bold after merging. So here we have merge and center. We bold, we increase the font size to 18. So it gives us scored points table. What else? It's okay. Question 4. Wrap the text in cell I17 as shown in the picture above. Okay, so this is I17 here. To wrap the text, it's simple. We come here and click on wrap text. The text is automatically wrapped. Good. 2 marks. Okay. Question 5. Type of formula in I3 to calculate the number of matches played. Copy the formula to compute the same for other clubs. Write down the formula you have in the following cell I9. So we are typing in cell I3. Where's I3? Here, to calculate the number of matches played. So we know that someone has played if he either won, had a draw or lose a game. So we're going to say we're just going to count the cells that are not empty. And in Excel, the formula that counts non-empty cell is the equal to COUNTA. So I'll say equal to COUNTA like this, and I'll just select the range and press enter. So as you can see, that's 6. Let's check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, another formula could be equal to COUNTIF. Equal to COUNTIF. We select the range. Now for the criteria, you put okay, comma here because I have to make sure that we align with what is written down here. So the criteria, I'm going to put inside double quotes this square, this is triangular bracket open, triangular bracket close, to indicate non-empty cells. Then I click enter. Now I can just double click on this black item. The total here is instead equal to sum. Let me just wait so that we ask to do that. Okay, so my border just went out. Let me press Ctrl Z, and I better drag this myself. Exactly. So you could use the equal to counter function or the equal to COUNTIF with this triangular brackets open and close like that. So that's the formula to count the number of matches. Now for I9, we just come to I9. This is I9. We realize that at I9 the formula is equal to COUNTIF B9 H9, and the triangular brackets open as you could see. So that will be the formula for I9. Answer to question 5. Question 6. Insert a formula in cell G3 to compute the number of matches won. Copy the formula to compute the same for other clubs and write down the formula you have in the following cell G3. Okay, so we go to G3. This is it. Number of matches won is simply an if statement. We are going to check if the particular cell contains the W. That's all. So I'm going to say equal to if the particular cell, oh, we are counting, sorry. So equal to COUNTIF. Yes, we count with conditions. The range, this is the range. Now the criteria, I'm going to say equal to, we're going to put W in double quotes. Yeah, counting if the W is found. Enter. So we have 3 here. 1, 2, 3. That means club A won 3 matches. So we drag this downwards and realize that there are other clubs like club B that won 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. Amazing. So that's the formula. We go to our answer booklet and we just write G3 is equals to COUNTIF, B3 to H3 is W, capital W found. Next question. 7. Insert the formula in cell K3 to compute the number of matches drawn. Copy this formula to compute the same for other clubs. Write down the formula you have used in the cell. Okay, number of matches drawn, it will still be the same thing. We're just going to say equal to COUNTIF. And we're going to check for D. So once it appears, I double click on it to take effect. I give my range a comma, and inside double quotes I put a D, and I click on enter. Okay, so there is a problem here. This particular club has two matches drawn, but here it shows just one. Let me first affect to the others to see if this is a mistake. Here is 1 correct. Here is 3, 1 to 3 correct. Here is 0. 0 supposed to be 1. Here is 2 correct. Here is 3. 3, 3. 3, 3 correct. 3, 3 down. Correct, correct. Okay, so we have this 0 and this 1 that are incorrect. So to be sure that the D we inputted is actually a D, we have to come here and check if it is actually D that is in the cell. Okay, the 7 is good, it is D. I check here, I realize that there was a space. So I remove that space and make sure that it is only D. And the change is affected, we have 0. You do the same thing for this one. You must be sure that it is a D. I realize that there is a space, I remove the space. And yeah, it is a D. So it becomes 1. I check the image well. I realized that that error was actually part of the picture. Wow. So I might comment it somewhere here. I just have to come to my answer booklet and write somewhere down here that those two particular rows had errors at the level of the way D was written in the cell. A space was added and affected the condition written. Now question 8. Question 8 says, type the conditional formula in B18. Okay, for this particular one, for case 6, simple. We are going to simply say COUNTIF B6 to H6 is a capital D. Amazing. So we keep on going. We are on question 8. Type a conditional formula in B18 that will show the points scored by each club per match given. That a win in W is 3 points, a draw D is 1 point, and the lowest L is 0 point. Copy the formula to compute the same for the other Ds in the clubs. Write down the formula you have used in the following cells, B18 and G23. So this is B18. This is G23. Alright, so to get this formula, I just need to make sure that I put my if statement. I say equal to if this particular cell, which is the corresponding cell of club 1 on day 1, if this is equal to, I put the W in bracket, then just print 3. Else, another if the same cell, if that same cell is equal to D, then print 2. Else, it will definitely be empty or L, so print 0. So I press enter. Alright, the error message was just to tell me that I had to complete the closing bracket. Now that the closing brackets are closed, I have to move with making sure that my data is aligned with the picture. So I have to read there. I drag this side first. I have 3, 2, 0, 0 points, yes. Draw is 2 points, draw is 2 points, good. And I also drag down here. Okay, so let me just check this for the 6. It's in L2, okay, 2, 3, good. So I have to put back this tick border. I don't know why I removed it. So I select it back. I go to border here and I click on tick border. Okay, so for the formula that are being asked, we have two cells, B18 and G23. So I'm going to look for B18 and G23, and I'm going to have this formula. Okay, so now the image says alright, perfect. The 7 is a draw, and the draw is 2 points, really. Normally, if a win is 3 points, let's check this. What is the condition again? Here. Okay, a win is 3 points, a draw is 1 point, and a lose is 0 point. Okay, my bad. I made a big mistake here. So here I'm supposed to put 1 point instead. So draw is 1. Now I drag it back to affect the changes everywhere. Good. Now it looks like the image. Good. So there are no actually there's nothing like 2 points here. It's just 310 from what I've seen here. So we keep on going and we check for the other tables. Alright, so here I didn't do the mistake. It's 1. Okay, so perfect. We move. The next question 9 says calculate the total score points scored by each team. So question 9 says calculate the total scored points scored by each team. Write down the formula you have in the following cells. Okay, so the total scores for each team for I25. So I'll first start here. The formula is simply equal to sum because we are summing all the scores for every teams for the 7 days. So I drag this from my range from B18 to H18 and I click on enter. I drag this. Okay. So I have the total score points. Okay, here there is a total, but I'm not sure how to calculate this total. Is it really necessary? Let's check the image if it was calculated. Yes. Alright, so it was calculated. We'll simply say equal to sum. And the range, we take all of this. We drag, I push 29, 26. Here's 12. I have to make sure that my borders are still there, thick borders. Yeah. Okay. So now you realize that you don't have the same values here. You have 29, 26, that was 29, 24. Yeah, because of the draw that was not well written, was placed with spaces here. So you're going to make sure that you comment that in your answer booklet. Alright, so that's it. After commenting, let's just look at the last question. The last question says you should print a copy of your work. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller like this. I could print the screenshot if it can actually enter a screenshot, or I could just ask the examiner to print this whole Excel sheet. So I'll call my snipping tool, click on new screenshot, and make sure that I take the alignment here, drag, and I'm going to have a picture of my work. I'm going to save it directly into my candidate folder. Okay, so after saving the screenshot, you just need to meet the examiner to print it out. So we have come to the end of this task 2 spreadsheet. This was 25 marks in total, and right now we are going to move to the last task. Okay, so this was the formula for the sum. The last task of this paper is task 3, programming, 7 marks. So not that much. We are just going to go rush over it and conclude the paper. Alright, so I believe you are seeing the 2 hours. Now programming task 3 says below. Okay, let's first close this and make sure that it is the changes are affected in the candidate folder, because don't forget we were working inside Elite FBL. That means actually every value that was there initially has been changed because we worked on it. Yeah, definitely. So this is it. We need to make sure that these borders are closed completely. So we select it back and we affect the thick borders here. Okay, Control S to save and close the file. Everything is good. We'll finish working on here. We'll finish working here, and yeah, we have a couple of things to print. So task series says below is the algorithm to calculate the difference of 2 integers. You are expected to convert the algorithm into a code in either Pascal or C programming language. Part of the code is given in the table below. So this is part of the code. Start, type an integer and name it A. Type an integer and name it B. Calculate the difference A minus B. Print the difference stop. After successful compilation, use the lines in the table below to copy the missing instructions. Cancel the corresponding section of your code not used. So this section will not be used. We are going to use C codes. So we are working here, and this is the intro or the helper that is being asked. And now you are asked to save the codes using the name rect task in a COUNTIF folder and print a copy. So we are going to call our IDE integrated development environment, which is dev C++. Yes, many other candidates are going to be using code blocks, others are going to use PLC, but here we are using dev C++. So click on file, new source file, then we try and save it first. We press on file, then we'll click on save as. We look for desktop and try to open our candidate folder, and we save it as tool rect underscore, okay, it's rect underscore task, rect underscore task, and we make sure the save as type is .c. Save. Now we just need to type exactly what was given in the paper first before trying to fill it using the algorithm. So initially we have hashtag include stdio.h standard input output header. Next you have int main, some round brackets, curly brackets, return 0 is down, and right on top we have variables declarations, int a, b, and diff. Good. So these are the variables being used: variable a to store the first number, variable b to store the second number, and diff to store the difference of a and b from the pseudocode given to us. You can definitely see that. So now we are type an integer is what we ask the user to type an integer, name it a. We ask the user to name, we store the value given by the user to inside the variable a. Same thing for b, and here we compute the difference and we print it out. So we're going to say printf, then we'll just say type an integer. We're going to store the value that the user is going to give us using a scanf function. Data type, format specifier, sorry, ampersand a, we store in a, and we ask again printf enter another integer. Alright, and we store this second integer in a scanf function using format specifier %d into the variable b. Good. What next? We need to do a computation. So we say diff is equal to a minus b. Don't forget, in C programming, every statement ends with a semicolon. And lastly, we have to print that diff. Printf, I could just say the difference is, I put my %d here, comma, I map it to diff, because I know very well that if I put diff here, you'll print it out rather than printing the value. So we'll put the format specifier and put the value out. You separate these semicolons, these double quotes with commas before any other thing. So explaining the code, we declare three variables a, b, and diff. We use the printf function to display to the user type an integer. So it is an. Then we took a scanf and we stored that integer in the variable a. And under printf, we ask the user to enter another integer. Inside our scanf, we stored it in the variable b. And now we had another variable diff that could help us store the difference between a and b. Now we printed, lastly, printf, the difference is %g diff, which is the difference between a and b. Now let's compile and run the code. Compiling checks for errors, running the code runs the code directly, like tries to execute every instruction. Right, so type an integer. I'm going to type 15. Type another integer. I'll put 23. The difference is 27. Now let's put a to be smaller a bit. Like let's say type an integer 5, another integer 15. Okay, the difference is -45. Good. So now we are asked to finish writing this, copy this here, save your code using the name rectax in your candidate folder and print a copy. Oh, okay, it should be a copy of the code definitely. So you just save the work and you go to the examiner and ask him to print the file. If you realize that there are a lot of challenges, you invite your snipping tools as usual and you screenshot the code directly. Once you screenshot the code, now you'll be asked to choose a location where you want to store the screenshot of the code. So in my snipping tool, I'll click on save. Yes, I'm going to look for the file directory where my candidate folder is found, and I'll just call it rectax screenshot. Alright, so that by the time I'm going to the examiner, I can easily print it out. And I save. I close this, I open it back to check and be sure that my code is still alive. Okay, amazing, the code is there. The images are still good. That means my candidate folder is good to go. So I'm done completely with the programming section of this paper, which was tax 3 programming 7 marks of the ICT Cameroon GCE June 2023. Alright, so I've come to the end of this paper. Thanks for watching. Don't forget comments below for questions and suggestions. 1 like equals 1 prayer, 1 share equals 1 miracle, and 1 subscription equals 1 blessing. And all together gives 1 more videos. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you want another June to be solved as detailed as it was, just bring your suggestions in the comment section. And don't forget guys, trust the process, we move.